I must congratulate the Neighborhood Association for putting this on, and for them for their flexibility and all of it. Democracy is a wonderful thing. We in the League of Women Voters believe strongly in it, and it's important that you're out here tonight. So thank you. All right. Earlier, just before we got started, our three candidates drew numbers, and the numbers here. Oliverio received number 1, so he will make the opening statement. He'll be followed by number 2, Steve Kline, and then Bill Chu. And then we'll reverse the order when it comes to the closing statements, and we will start with the first question with our number 2 person. So, Pierluigi.
Good evening, everyone, to the al fresco Roman, Greco-Roman debate. It's a beautiful evening, and luckily we can still pull this event off. Thank you so much to those putting it together. Here we are. I've been at this school site many a times for a neighborhood association, and I remember distinctively years ago when this seat was empty, and you had 5 people, and everyone was very interested. Well, how would that person vote? And the difference is, my friends, is you do know that now. You've had someone who's been on the job, who's had to vote, and who's had to make very tough decisions, much like many of you have had to do the last few years. The city has faced very severe, austere times based on the worst recession since the Great Depression. On top of that, having a pension system where costs became so uncontrollable that it's resulted in the layoff of employees and therefore the reduction of city services. And I have been so fortunate to serve the area where I've grown up. So between 42 plus years living in San Jose, the great lessons my parents who taught me, who are here in the audience, Matilda and Idol Oliverio, both retired teachers, and thank you. You can only live in one street in San Jose or a district, and I've chosen to live next door to my parents. We have a strong belief in family. And what I've learned from my parents is financial responsibility. My father grew up during the Depression. He knows the value of a dollar. He was environmental before it was cool. He was a saver, and I believe I make those right decisions for the long-term benefit of the residents of San Jose. Like many of you, I'm a homeowner. I want to make sure the value of my home and of all the residents in this area continues to be of value. And if we go the way of Detroit, my friends, the city will not be worth living, and we'll have migration and a deteriorating economy and a deteriorating tax base. So with that said, I look forward to the discussion tonight, and I hope we tackle a lot of topics. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate your statements in time. Steve?
Good evening. My name is Steve Kline, and I want to thank the Corey Neighborhood Association, the Shasta-Hanchett Neighborhood Association, the Newhall Neighborhood Association, the Alameda Business District for putting out one of the most outstanding events that I have seen in District 6. Thank you very much for your hard work. I've been an attorney for 35 years. I've lived in the Bay Area for 29, and my husband and I chose to live in San Jose 8 years ago. The reason we chose to live here was because this was America's safest big city. We also were proud of the diversity that was here, the different cultures, the different economic strata, and the different people that lived throughout this city. And we also thought that this city was open and transparent, and we knew what was going on with our government. Well, ladies and gentlemen, only one of those things are still true today. We are a diverse city. As a neighborhood leader, I was the president of the Burbank Del Monte Neighborhood Advisory Committee, and I saw firsthand how this city does not work with neighborhoods, how it tells the neighborhoods, here, you have a choice between firing a police officer or firing a librarian, and not asking us what our priorities are first. And what I will do as your next city council member is integrate your work, your hard work as a neighborhood associations with what this government needs to do for us. I look forward to the questions that are coming up, and we'll get more into the issues as we go along. Thank you again for this wonderful presentation.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bill Chu, a resident of District 6. I've lived here for about 30 years.
A little longer.
I came to San Jose in 1973, the year I graduated from college, where I got a degree in political science. I started working in the plastics industry when I first got here. I worked there for about 16 years. And I went off and started my own business, a little health club, and went from there to getting pretty involved in outdoor exercise and stuff. And a lot of you know me as some of the roller skates around town all the time. And this campaign season, I've taken the skates off because I think it's about time that I was taken seriously, and about time that I was serious about getting elected. I've run for office in town. This is my 12th time. This is my 12th candidacy, the 12th time I've been nominated to the ballot. And all those times, I didn't get elected. But I have gotten more votes every time, so I know I've progressed. I've made more and more friends over time, and that's my goal. Being in local politics is to make friends. And when I have enough friends, I will finally get elected and be able to represent the folks. And instead of collecting money, instead of buying advertisements and spending a lot of other people's money to get elected, I've been going around with my own energy and doing it with my own power and not asking for any money from anybody. And that's the main difference between me and the other two candidates, is that I am not bought and paid for already by special interests. And I will be able to represent the voters the day I take office, because there's no one in line ahead of you, because they helped me get elected. Okay? It's me and the people. And that's the way it's supposed to be, and I would like to see that things have changed that way. So that's why I'm running. Thank you very much.
Thank you, candidates, for those questions. All right, the next question is a really quick one, so I'm going to give each of you only 30 seconds, and we'll start with Steve. The first question. The question is, please, I'm trying to do this in 20 seconds. Please list your top 3 contributors who are not family.
Well, as you all know, San Jose has a limit of $500. So there's quite a few people that are at $500. I have received money from individuals, Michael and Mary Kay LaRocca. I have received...
I'm sorry, your 30 seconds are up.
Okay.
Let's go to Phil next. I'm sorry, Bill.
I have collected no money for the campaign. I have spent $25 on the filing fee and $24 on my little sign I've been carrying around. And other than that, I'm spending no money on my campaign. I'm reaching out to my friends and letting them know that I'm running for office and getting them to tell their friends. And through word of mouth, I will get a number of votes. However many that is, I don't know, but I'm leading it up to my friends. It's a hard way to get elected, but if I do get elected this way, I will be able to represent the voters the day after the election.
Here.
My largest contribution are the 4 zip codes representing my council district, 95125, 95126, 95124, and 95128.
The next question is, and this will be a 1-minute response, 1-minute response. How do you plan to bring multiple groups and associations together within District 6 to work together and to create strength in numbers?
My goal is to get as many people in District 6 to start paying attention to the city business as possible. We leave it up to 11 people at City Hall and the professional management to take care of 1 million people and 200 square miles. And quite frankly, expertise is the most expensive thing there is, and we don't have enough. We need to get our citizens, our residents, to start looking at what's going on, to start making decisions and forming opinions about how things are going, and maybe suggest some things. Because the intellectual capital in our city is beyond measure, and we need for that to start being applied to local problems. There isn't enough expertise in City Hall, and there's not enough freedom from special interest in the City Council to really take care of the big picture, and that's how I'd like to change it.
I believe if you look at the budget process on how we distribute the finances of the city, and you look at it in Mayor Ron Gonzalez versus Mayor Reed, they're drastically different. And I think that's an example of what you have to do in this regard, because prior to this, all the decisions were made, and really the council just voted on the decision in May/June, and it was done. but Mayor Reed reached out and has meetings early on in the process in January, does polling to get people that are at home that don't go to city council meetings, and then in addition has meetings in each and every district where you bring City Hall to the neighborhood. It's up to those individuals to choose on whether or not to attend, but it's certainly better than the Granite Palace, which you all know, which we're paying a substantial mortgage on. The idea is, though, involvement requires more than just folks that are ultimately concerned about their own financial stake, but really the entire stake of the district and the city, and it needs to be more encompassing.
I'm going to give you 15 seconds for this next one because I think it's going to be. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Steve.
When I take office on January 1st, 2013, we will organize in the month of January in District 6 neighborhood meetings to find out what exactly the needs and wants of District 6 are. And District 6 is a microcosm of the entire city. So there won't be very much difference between what this district wants and what the city wants. And we will find out not with a closed poll where you answer A or B, but rather an open session where we'll get your ideas of how best to spend your money in the city and make the priorities. Then we will take those priorities to the rest of the council and to the mayor and to the city manager and organize to make sure they listen to you, the people.
15 seconds. Where do you, and we're starting, let's see, Stephen last, that would be here to start, right? Sure. Where do you stand on the ballpark? 15 seconds.
Tough answer in 15 seconds. Other one I can say is I voted no on the land deal, because that's the shortest answer I can give you.
I'm tired of San Jose waiting for millionaires to decide whether we're going to get a baseball team or not. Let's stop throwing things at them, begging them to bring us a baseball park. We've done enough. When they make that decision, then we will vote on it, up or down.
I remember back in the 90s when the Giants wanted to build a stadium here and we had a big row about it. Remember that? And we decided then we didn't want to do it. And I still think the people feel that way. And I think we ought to maybe go that way.